Good morning everyone, this is BremSter and today I'm coming to you with the next puzzle in the Hamilton Sudoku series. This is a series I've taken a bit of a hiatus on and I should have actually started last week, but there were a few things going on and I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the other things that were happening. So the Hamilton Sudoku series was created when I needed to record a whole bunch of stuff based on me being incredibly busy because of Hamilton events that were going on in Australia. And there's going to be a couple of Hamilton events going on, but the reason I'm releasing these ones is just over a week ago, Hamilton finished in Australia. I was not there for the final show. The tickets for the final show went on sale while I was dealing with the death of my father, and while I was asked if I wanted to get tickets, it was very much a case of I just couldn't process it at the time. And while it would have been nice to have been there, I've got no regrets about my decision. But I have seen some stories and I've seen photos and videos and I've had messages from cast and crew and yeah, it would have been nice, but it's okay. But of course, it's a bit sad that Hamilton has left Australia. But in a few weeks, I'm going to need to be doing a few more of these, and there are more coming, because I will be actually going to New Zealand to see the opening nights of Hamilton. So, yeah, it's going to be a weird time, and there will be more Hamilton puzzles coming. This series was designed that I would be able to record them quite quickly. So they're designed to be approachable puzzles. Generally, is my understanding, so that I could record them in batches. I'm not doing that for this set of 5, but the next couple of sets of 5, which I'll be doing for when I'm going on holidays, will hopefully be done that way. So I'm basically going to jump into the puzzle, I think. What else is going on? Yeah, I'll think about more later. There's been a lot. I have been recording some puzzle game videos. I've been recording the room videos and streaming those. And I recently did a stream with Felinae, who is my wife, where of a game called The Past Within, where it is a puzzle game where 2 people play the game at the same time and they each see a different thing and have to work together over voice chat. And I streamed my half of the game, and at the same time, she streamed hers on her channel. And that is available there's a playlist which is BremSter Does Puzzle Games on the channel, and you can have a look at that, and there'll be a link there to her channel where you can find her half. So anyway, let's have a look at this puzzle. Your Obedient Say-rvant, Burr. So normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. On the red positive diagonal, this is an anti-diagonal. So on the positive, we've got anti, and on the negative, we've got posi. So on the positive diagonal, digits may contain only 3, there may only be 3 distinct digits. So we will only have 3 digits appear at all, or 3 different digits appear on the red line. However, on the blue negative, this is just a normal diagonal line on the blue negative diagonal, and this must contain no repeated digits at all. And then the cages are look and say cages. And what that means is when you read the digit in the number at the top left corner of the cage, so we look at this one as 1319, it means that this cage must contain 13 and 19. If we look at this cage here, 24, it means this cage must contain 2 4s. They're the rules. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. Okay, so there's a few things I can see here right away. So for example, this cage here must contain 2 7s. If I was to put a 7 here, I could not put another 7 into this cage because it would see both of those. So I can't put a 7 here, but I have to put 2 7s into 3 cells. So those are both 7. The same is true down here with 2 4. I have to put 2 4s here. If I put a 4 here, I can't put a 4 in either of those. I'm limited to 1 4. So I have to put a 4 here, which means, of course, the 4 goes here. I could have done this one by box logic as well. Have to put 2 7s into this cage. There's only 2 boxes. One has to go there, which means, of course, I cannot put another 7 here. So the other 7 goes here. Are there any others like that? Well, this has to have a 7 and an 8 in it. The 7 now has to go down here because this 7 sees this cell. Have to put, not really. There's a bunch of other stuff I'm seeing, but I'm trying to finish out that logic. This has to have 2 1s and 2 2s in it. And it's only in 2 boxes. So there must be a 1 and a 2 in this box and a 1 and a 2 in this box. That means this is a 1-2 pair. And this has to be 1, 2, and 9 because I have to put a second 1, a second 2, and a 9 in this box. This has to have an 8 and a 9 in it, which means this is an 8-9 pair. The 8 that has to go in here now can't be here and goes here. This has to be 6-8 because it's got to have 1 6 and 1 8. This is 3-4 because it's got to have 1 3 and 1 4. This 8 means this is the 6 and this is the 8. Have to put a 6 in one of those two. Interestingly enough, I could use what I always think of as a quad trick. There has to be a 6, a 4 and a 6, but there has to be a 6 in one of those 3 cells because this is 1 4 and 1 6. And there has to be a 6 in one of those 2 cells, which means in these 2 columns, the 6s are taken up. I cannot put 6 in any of those because they're in there. And I cannot put 6 in any of those because they're in there. So 6 has to go down here in this column, which means one of those 2 is a 6. The other way to think about this is, as I was saying, in these 2 columns, the 2 6s are taken up here, so I can never put a 6 down here. Of course, I can never put a 6 on this, but I knew that because of the one, like I've got to put a 7, I have to put an 8 in here as well, and I have to put a 3 and a 6 in here. So on here, it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 9, but it can't be 4. I can never put a 4 on this line, so there's a 4 in one of these cages. It could be there, so it's here, so it's not forced to be in here. This 7 takes 7 out of there, so this is the 7. Which means there's a 7 up here. Of course, this 8 made this 9 and this 8. Oh, there has to be a 2 in one of these 2 because it's a 1-2 cage, but there's also a 2 in one of these. But that 2 sees this one, so this becomes the 2. Which means there's a 2 in one of those 2. There's a 6 down here. Oh, there's a 3 in one of those 2. This is bad marking across the boxes, but there is a 3 in one of those 2, which means neither of those can be a 3, and this becomes the 3. Which means on this line, I'm also not putting a 3. And remember, these 3 digits are the same as those 3 digits, so there is a 3 off the line here. Oh, the 2's here means that's not the 2, and this is the 2. Is that correct? 2, yeah, 2 can't be in any of those, so it's in one of those 2, but that 2 means it's not here. So there is a 2 on the line down here, but it's not there. So there's a 2 in one of those 2. It's not here because of the 1, 2, 9 triple. There is a 2 on the line up here, but I'm not narrowing that down yet. Seven in this box is in one of those 2 because it can't be here because of that 7. It can't repeat on this diagonal, and it's not a 1, a 2, or a 9. So it's in one of those 2, and this 7 looks up, meaning that's not the 7, and this is the 7, which puts 7 up here. But 7 is not on the red line because if it was on the red line, it would have to be in here. So this is 3, 7, 9, and that's not the 7. And that's because 7 is not on this line, and it's not in any of those cells. So 7 is absolutely up here. And this 7 is telling me that's not the 7, this is the 7, and I have a 3, 9 pair, which is making this a quadruple. 1, 2, 5, 6. Well, 6 is not in any of those. 1, 2. So this is 1 or 5, because it can't be 2 or 6. This is 1, 2, 5. Could be the 2. Oh, I can't put 3 down here, but I have to put a 3 in this cage. That becomes the 3. Which means 3 is in one of those two. Okay, this 3 looks up taking 3 out of those. There's no 3 in those. So there's a 3 in one of those two, but it does mean 3 is in one of those two. I'm not sure I can use the diagonal to limit that yet. Maybe I can, but I'm not seeing it. One in this box is in one of those 3. I know what those are. Because 8 can't be on this line because of this look and say cage. So because of the 8 here. So because of the 8 here, I can't put 8 onto the red line, and it's not in here. So this is actually 4, 6, 8. So I know what this line is. This is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 1, 2, 5. So these are 1 and 5, and these are 1, 2, 5 without that being 2, or 1 because of the 1, 2 up here. This is a 5. And this is a 1, 2 pair. That's cool. This 1, 2 looks now making that the 5 and that the 1, which means this is not the 1 because this is a normal diagonal, not an anti-diagonal. 4 is now in one of those two because of that 4. It's probably been that way for a while. One, two, three. I've got to put a 4, 6, 8, and 9. Well, I'm not putting 8, 9 in here. So this is a 6, 9, and this is a 4, 8. Which means this is the 3, this is the 4, this is not the 3. Which means I have to put a 3 in this cage, but I can't put it here anymore. That's the 3, that is not the 3. I'm not putting 3 on the diagonal there anymore, but it could go in any of those. If it's here, it's here. But that could still work. This has been really cool. There's been a lot of fun deductions, but it hasn't been brutally hard yet. 4 is in one of those two. 9 is in one of those 3. I'm seeing quite a few quadruple. Well, that's a naked single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is just a 6, which lines up with what I had, sort of. So it does put 6 up here as well, which I could have done by 6 is not here, so 6 had to be here. Yeah, there's a couple of ways of seeing that. So I'm not sure, like this has to have a 2 in it, so the 2 has to be over here. So row 5 needs a 2, but I can't put it here because of that. Needs a 5. Okay, needs a 7, which this is a 2-7 pair. This is 2 and 7, so this is 5 and 9. The 7 here makes this 2 and this 7. That takes 2 out of there. This 9 makes that 2, which takes 2 out of there, which means I've got a 1-5 pair. That becomes a 2, which means this is a 2-6 pair because 2 can't go in any of those. This is a 2-6 pair. Have I done all the look and say cages now? I kind of think I have. This is a triple. Well, that's not a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, not 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 7, and 9. Well, there's no 3 or 7 there. That's the 9. So I can take 9 out of both of those. Now, the 7 on this diagonal makes that the 3, and that becomes the 7. And now this diagonal has a quadruple. There must be a 4 in one of those two because I haven't put a 4 in the diagonal and I can't put it down here. 5 on the diagonal, not sure. 6 is up here. So this is a 4-6 pair because I can't put 4 or 6 down here. This is not the 3 anymore. This is the 3. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 and 8. This is 5 and 8. Which means 8s are lining up. So 8 in these rows are lining up. I can't put them there or there. So 8 goes in one of those two, but that 8 there says it's not there, and this is an 8. This is now a pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. So I've now got a 6-9 pair here, which means this has to be a 2, because it can't be a 6, or those would both be 9. This is a 6. The 2 looks back, making this 1 and this 2. The 2 looks up, meaning that's not the 2, this is the 2. This 6-9, of course, looks up, making that 4 and that 6. The 6 looks across, meaning that is not 6. The 6-9 looks up, making that 5 and that 9. This is now a pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 8. So this is not the 4 because of that 4. This is the 4. This is 1, 8. And this 8 means this is the 1 and this is the 8. 1 and 3 left in this row, I believe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 1 and 3. And this 3 means this is the 1 and this is the 3. The 1 here means this is 5 and this is 1 and this is 5. The 5 looks down, making this 8 and this 5. This is a pair, which needs to include a 1, which I can't put there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 9 looks back, making this 6 and this 9, which looks across, making this 6 and this 9. This 8 looks across, making this 4 and this 8. These rows are now all but complete. This has to be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 goes in there as well. I'll use that 9 to make that 6 and that 9. Take 6 out of there. The 4, 8 pair makes this 6. This 8 makes this 4 and this 8. There's no 2 in here, of course, because of that 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This 8 makes this the 5 and this the 8. This row is missing a 4, so this column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, yep, this is a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 6. And I'll use the 6 here to make this the 3 and this the 6. The 3 looks across, making this the 9 and this the 3. The 9 looks back, making this the 1 and this the 9, which makes this the 2 and this the 1. And that is the solution to your Obedient Say-rvant by A. Burr. I mean, who really won that duel anyway? I mean, one person died but was remembered as kind of an okay guy, and one person didn't die and was kind of remembered as a bit of a problem for a long time. Yeah, didn't really work out well with anyone. Guns, who needs them? Anyway, so yeah, that was a really fun puzzle. I'm not making a political statement there. It was just a duel nearly, well, was it 300 years ago? Yeah, went really well for the people involved. Over 300 years ago, 1803, I think. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, good fun puzzle. Lots of nice deductions in there, and one of the again a nice introduction to both anti-diagonal and look and say, which is what I really like about this series. They're often really nice introductory puzzles. Thank you to whoever A. Burr is. All of these puzzles have been submitted anonymously under pseudonyms, and it's good fun. Yeah, lots of good stuff. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoy the series. There's a lot more of these to come apparently. And yeah, as always, good luck with your solving.